Hi, my name is Gunny Sodhi and I'm the VP at Ayush and Ayurvedic. Today we have a very special visitor from the clinic. Her name is Jiwan Shakti. She's a Panchakarma specialist, as well as she's done a lot of work with breath. And I would like for her to kind of introduce herself and also let us know about how the breath work, you began with it and kind of how it impacted your life. And we will actually be doing a little bit of breath work on camera as well to show you guys how you can take a little 5 minutes out of your busy routine, whether it be morning, during the day, or at night, kind of get re-centered. So with that aside, Jivan, please.
Thank you. The breath, really through all of the cultures, all of the traditions, is the most important thing. We can live without water. We can even live without food for a certain period of time. However, it's a very short period of time that we can actually live without the breath. So the breath, by far, is the most important. And because of the way that the society has become, we're very busy. We're rushing from one thing to the next. Our mind is very focused on what we need to do. And over the years, we've forgotten how to breathe. So what tends to be the normal way people are breathing tends to be a very shallow breath, pretty much in the chest.
Yeah.
However, the chest breathing is what's going to kick in the sympathetic nervous system. That's the nervous system that's all about fight, flight, or freeze. So that's our survival instinct, which is phenomenal. However, we're not running from the lions on the Serengeti 24/7.
That's what you kind of pointed out to me when last time we met, yes.
And so one of the things about letting go, I mean, the stress is an important thing because it enables us to outrun a lion, the danger, the imminent danger. However, in our culture, we don't know when to turn it off, and we forget, so we're always in that mode. And as we continue to breathe in through the lungs very shallowly, we're not getting in very much oxygen or any of the benefit from that into our body. So where we want to do is actually to bring the breath further down into the belly. And anyone with children have seen a baby lying on their back, and as they breathe in, nice full belly breath coming in, very
yes,
gentle, just effortless. And, we can all relate to that, just that bliss of that, the state of that baby. So that's actually our true nature of breath when we're not running from danger. And that's actually the most powerful breath for any of us, especially in today's busy times. So the breath which we were doing before, and I think is one of the most important ones because it's the most basic. It's the simplest, but simple doesn't mean easy. And I say that because oftentimes we're so busy concerned about what the next thing is that we need to do that we actually are forgetting to breathe. Once we develop or redevelop that innate nature of breathing in and out through the belly, we can actually shift that intensity. Maybe we've got tightness in the shoulders, down the neck, all the way to the back, etc. We're holding all that stress. So as we shift the breath into the parasympathetic nervous system, we can actually start the healing process within our own body. We can start a deep relaxation process in our own body. So with the breath, as we relearn it, one technique which is helpful is simply placing the right hand on the belly, because then that brings the awareness right into what we're trying to pay attention to.
Should we do a little session just for our audience? Sure, please.
Well, I'm going to show you.
Sure.
So
place a hand over it.
So just one hand onto the belly.
Uh-huh.
And the best way to get started is actually to exhale completely. And so what we want to do is bring the abdominal muscles to a contraction very gently, as if you're bringing the abdominal muscles all the way back to the spine. From that point, now gently relax the abdominal muscles, and by default, the breath comes rushing in, right? That's a much simpler way than to try to do it in reverse, by trying to inhale. Most of us have this stagnant breath because we're breathing shallow. As we turn it into a full exhale, by the very nature, we're going to get a full inhale coming in without any effort. That automatically will start the parasympathetic nervous system, or that relaxation response. So one thing to do is, as you practice, to be able to develop it, many people find it easier to actually lie down. So as I mentioned earlier about the baby lying on the back, when we lie on our back, the body tends to relax and we're able to focus on our breath. Once we come sitting up or standing, we tend to be in the on the go. And when we're on the go, the breath is shallow. So what we want to do is bring the breath deep inside. The other thing, by contracting in the stomach muscles, we're actually developing the abdominal muscles on a very gentle level. So that way, as we develop the habit, we don't have to be so conscious. It actually becomes an unconscious habit, which is where we'd like to be, breathing in and out through the belly. So the best way to develop the unconscious habit in a conscious way
is to do it consciously.
Is to do it consciously, exactly. So by taking even 3 minutes out of a day, and you can do this even before somebody's getting up out of bed, simply take 3 minutes, maybe hit the snooze, and before you get up, say, okay, now I'm going, from now till the snooze goes off, the alarm goes off again, I'm going to just practice this belly breathing. Let's see what it does. What you may find is that the person will likely find that they're getting so much more oxygen, they have more energy. It starts to clear the mind. The mind becomes much more efficient with oxygen. The entire function of the body becomes much more efficient with oxygen. We depend on it, but we often get so little of it. So as we're developing that stomach muscle, lying down, and the ability to gently breathe in and exhale, then as we come to a sitting up position, we're going to be able to continue to do that. As the inhale comes in, so as you have your hand on your belly, we'll start again by exhaling all the air out. And then exhale, squeezing the belly in. And then gently relax the muscles. And you can feel the breath just come rushing in. Good. And you can see that simply how you're breathing nice and slow and smooth. That's another thing where we want to get to, is a nice slow in and out. As we're here on the coast of Puget Sound, as we watch the waves coming in and out on the shore, once the breath comes in full, just like the wave coming into the shore, it doesn't rush back out. We want it to just kind of hang. Just pause, an effortless pause. And then very gently we start the exhale all the way out. And again, initially, because we're not used to it, our reflexes kick in, and we're going to inhale automatic. But as we start to become more comfortable, that full exhale, there'll be a gentle pause. And that pause, again, without forcing the air out or making an effort to hold the air out, an effortless pause at the full exhale. And then allowing the full inhale back in. As we're doing that, in those 2 moments of the full exhale, full inhale, those 2 moments have the greatest benefit from a rejuvenation standpoint in the body, but also a deep relaxation. One of the things that our culture is also used to is more of this energizer bunny paradigm, where if we're not on the go all the time, then we're not as efficient as we could be. But if we shift that paradigm into more of the martial artist, if we look back at any of the martial artist movies, they're in this constant state of awareness, incredibly efficient mode. There's not a waste of energy, and there's no accumulation of stress or tension around the neck and such. It's this ability to be completely relaxed and completely aware. So we can do that with the breath, and it's truly in that state that we actually become the most efficient, whether it's a job, whether it's handling multiple things at home with the family and everything going on, or simply just being able to unwind at the end of the day or on a break.
Thank you so much. That was very informative, and I think it's very important for even our listeners to just try this out too. So it's just a simple breath, like you said, just kind of learning your own, or reteaching almost, because I think you're right, almost all of us are so used to breathing up here rather than into our belly. So thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you guys find this useful and continue to practice this. I think it does take some time to kind of learn or relearn your breath, but it's very important. It's a vital life force, and I'd like to thank you
Thanks
for coming, and we look forward to having you again. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.